Guilty pleasure of the TI program, March 11th, 2025. Like, subscribe, share, comment, because you're beautiful. That's why. So, y'all, I have to admit that this is going to be a little bit gross, but it's related to something that I needed to do. No, it was not sexual. Okay, there was no sex involved. Okay, but I needed to do something that would disgust them when I was being hit early on when I had first become an overt TI. And ever since then, they would send people, particularly when I'm shopping, they would come up to me and they would bend over in front of me. They would do it at the homeless shelter. Disgusting. This one dude who's a chomo and just a pervert in general, he did that in front of me. And y'all, I had to do like this. I had to do an about face because I was like, I ain't trying to look at this nasty and disgusting. I was never really into sodomy, not even as a gay man. It's unclean. It's unclean. And a lot of people want to engage in that, and they're not willing to do the work to get themselves at least as clean as possible. If you get yourself anyway, it's unclean even if you do get yourself cleaned out because God didn't intend for us to be doing that. But it used to really get under my skin. I'd be like, oh, I just want to kick them right in the ass for bending over in front of me. Especially dudes. What kind of a dude is going to do that to target someone unless you gay and you a bottom and you just nasty and disgusting and sleazy, right? Or even a woman. Why would you let this program tell you go over in front of him and bend over? Like you're disgracing yourself. You are humiliating yourself and you're showing yourself off to be an idiot. It's just gross. It's just disgusting. Anyway, they used to do that to me all the time. And as you can see from my face, I would get angry. I'd be like, oh my gosh. And I just had to learn to just look away. Don't look. Don't look. I ain't trying to look at nobody. The day that I'll be looking at someone bending over will be the day when I'm married and it'll be my wife. Okay, that's it. And until then, I'm not interested in looking at nobody bent over. Straight up. And so they stopped doing that. And it may be because some of them have a little bit of shame and they realize that they're not so much angering me as they are making me disgusted with them. And they're telling me a lot about who they are as people. You can target people, but if you're going to desecrate yourself, because to me, that's what that is. You bending over in front of someone like that. I want to say especially a dude, but even I want to say especially a woman. If you doing that, you are desecrating yourself. You're humiliating yourself and you're showing yourself off in such a not good light. Like you're not making yourself look like you're a decent human being. So I suspect some of them realize, oh, he really just thinks I'm just a disgusting individual. So they don't do that much, but occasionally they'll still do it. I'll get like 2 or 3 people bent over in front of me. I'm like, ugh. The only thing I can think to say, because I put this under the guilty pleasures series of videos that I do, is on the other end. In a way, you could say it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny in a gross, disgusting way. So it's not. Maybe guilty pleasures isn't the best title for this video, but it's disgusting. And in a weird way, like if you were watching a comedy, like a dark comedy, and people are trying to get on your nerves, and everywhere you go, someone's bending over, that would be hilarious in a comedy. So maybe in that respect, it's a guilty pleasure. But I'm glad they don't do it that often, to be honest. But again, and this you know, praise God's holy name. You could say, you know, I'm trying to put reverse psychology on them, and I am. But it's the truth. This is the truth. If you do that, you're disgracing yourself. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You are disgracing yourself. And so for those who do that, I feel sorry for them that you would disgrace yourself. That you would disgrace yourself by doing that. Bending over in front of TIs to get into their nerves, you would disgrace yourself. Pay y'all's tithes and offerings, TIs. Make sacrifices, don't make excuses. Help the poor. That's 10%, and then above 10%. Tithes, we are to pay tithes. That's 10%. Tithe literally is another word for tenth. And offering, so that means you are to give additionally. And tithe your time to the Lord and tithe in money. I mean, excuse me, y'all. In prayer. Tithe your time to the Lord in prayer and communion with Him. So that's prayer, that's reading His Word, spending time in His Word. And God's going to render this program for y'all like He does for me. He renders this program little more than a pathetic joke for me. He will do the same thing for y'all. God bless.